The USL Eastern Conference's hottest team takes on a storied franchise with a new look on their sideline. It's Penn FC hosting the Richmond Kickers tonight on ESPN+. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to FNB Field, home of Penn FC. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us this evening for tonight's USL matchup between Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers. Charlie, Penn FC has just been on fire as of late. 6-game unbeaten swing, and right now they are as hot as anybody. Playing their best soccer of the year and doing everything right. Not only defensively, but they've consistently mounted a good attack, taken an awful lot of shots. I mean, outshot the other side the other night, I think 2-1, and really playing at peak levels right now. Richmond Kickers have a change on their sideline. Lee Calishaw no longer coaching them, stepped down from his post. David Bulow, former player, now takes over on their sideline. This will be his second game on the sideline for the Kickers. One guy he can lean on, though, up front, Javier Cordovez, their star striker, the Cuban international, has been a tremendous addition to them. Big body, very aggressive, goal scorer. Put the one in for them the other night in their 3-1 loss at North Carolina. He's an obvious threat all night long, Brian. For Penn FC, a guy who also has been as hot as this team, and probably one of the reasons that has been a driving force in this winning streak so far, that is Lucky Kasana. No question about that. You can eliminate the word probably. He has been the spark plug that's made this squad go. He not only has been a goal scorer, as you've already pointed out, but he's been a setup man. He's had good delivery both inside the box and from outside, a lot of really nice through passes. During this 6-game unbeaten streak, it is 6 goals, 1 assist for Kasana during that time. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's action for the Richmond Kickers. The lineup that they had on June 30th, 8 days ago against North Carolina FC. David Bulow will keep 8 out of 11 of those players, and the guys up front are the guys to watch. We talked about Cordovez, but also Brian Shriver and Luis Fernandez. So a great group there that they're bringing back for Penn FC. A lot less rest for them, though. 7 out of 11, though, will return from the game just 3 days ago when they were able to win that night against the Bethlehem Steel. And now against Richmond, one thing they will change. They will change some things in the back. Defensive alignment change. The center backs obviously being switched out. Brings in a group that we know well and has played well through the season. And a keeper in goal that has faced Richmond before this season. He knows who they are. He's prepared to play them. Sean Lewis between the pipes for Penn FC tonight in place of Romo Pizer. We're getting set for action coming up. We will step out for a break. When we come back, we'll have the opening kick and also comments from our sideline from Jessica Crossan. That's coming up. Penn FC hosting the Richmond Kickers after this here on ESPN+.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back. Penn FC hosting the Richmond Kickers. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Let's throw it down to our third member of our broadcast crew for the keys to the game. Here's Jessica Crossan.
Hi, everyone. Both coaches would like their teams to focus on set pieces tonight, while Richmond's coach would also like his team to stay definitively sound and finish all opportunities available throughout the match. Raul Voss wants to make sure that his team can keep a very narrow space between the lines tonight, and that's what they had for us. Back to you guys. Thanks, Jess. And you've got a coaching matchup of two first-year coaches, Raul Voss on the Penn FC sideline, and on the other side, you see the former manager. That's actually David Bulow is the head coach now. Lee Kalishaw used to be their manager. David Bulow just 2 games into his tenure on the bench for the Richmond Kickers.
Both rookie coaches filling the shoes of longtime veterans in this league, and we'll see how it goes tonight.
It used to be a Bill Betcher versus Lee Kalishaw matchup.
For many seasons.
And instead, now it's Raul Voss and David Bulow. We're underway here in Harrisburg. Richmond starts things off. They're in the red unis, and the blue kits with the white trim belong to the host of Penn FC. In the back, playing it back there between Braden Troyer and Mikael Williams. Looks like it will be unlike the listed appearance that they gave us, it looks like they may very well play 4 in the back as expected. Would have been a really radical change, but they threw 3 defenders into what they looked at the line. But Troyer also playing back there. Good ball forward, but unfortunately for the Kickers, Cordovez is offside.
Flag was up very early on that, but you're right. We were we were commenting pre-game about the sudden lineup shift there, and as it turns out, it wasn't to be.
So Penn FC will get really their first kicks of this game. As Sean Lewis, he's in the lime green. He will be your keeper for the host team. Down the right side, opportunity. Prince Buffo looking back post and headed by Alex Lee right before Isaac Osei is able to get there. It'll be a corner kick early on here for Penn FC in the 2nd minute.
And what started out looking pretty innocuous turned out to be a dangerous ball. That was curving with a lot of opportunity on it for Penn FC, and they come away with a corner.
Prince Buffo, one of several Ghanaians on this Penn FC team, was the guy who sent that dangerous cross in, and now it's Rishi Menjivar, the California native, will send it into the box. Kasana was right there, got a touch to it. They're going to say he was also the last one to knock it over the bar. So a great opportunity on the set piece, and for a guy who's only 6 feet tall in Lucky Kasana, he's a guy who somehow, check at 5'9", somehow finds a way to get open.
He finds a way to get open, and he has great elevation. That was a well-played ball on that set piece. That's what you're looking for. It was a great delivery and a real opportunity for Penn FC very early in this match.
Whistle blows as Menjivar is told that he's going to have to retreat back, and it will be Richmond who will start things up again. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. You can receive free shipping on orders over $50.
And as I spot up this goal kick, Brian, I got to ask you, could you ask for better conditions than tonight's match? I mean, it is perfect weather out here.
It is pristine conditions here at FNB Field. And these two teams have already seen each other twice. Good ball inside. Here's a shot from Richmond. Great save. That's Lewis coming up big, making the save inside. Danger not completely cleared yet. Great opportunity there. I believe that was Shriver who was making that diagonal run. It's the 2nd time early on in this game here in these first 3 minutes. As you see Fernandez slotting it through, splitting the defenders, and Shriver finds the back leg of Sean Lewis instead.
Beautiful through ball there, and that's going to be something that Penn FC is going to have to tighten up on. They've got to mark those diagonal runs through there, but that was a beautifully delivered ball, splitting the defenders and really threading the needle. Great save by Lewis to avoid a real catastrophe. Again, very early in this match.
Penn FC commits a foul 25 yards out from goal. A dangerous opportunity here. It is Scott Thompson's left foot who's standing over top of it. He's not going to take this one. Instead, Shriver will blow it over the bar.
Yeah, not much of a threat there, but as you correctly point out, Brian, that's the most dangerous spot on the field in many respects to take a direct free from. And Penn FC is going to have to be very, very careful about those diagonal runs through and those quick through balls.
Cordovez had one where he was deemed offside earlier. The one for Shriver was onside. Two opportunities, very dangerous ones already, as we are less than 5 minutes into this scoreless match between Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers. Penn FC, as we said before, coming into this game red hot. 6-game unbeaten swing, including 4 victories during that time, 3 of them here at FNB Field.
Richmond, on the other hand, Brian, struggling a little bit. Only 2 wins in their last 10 matches. One of them, interestingly, against Penn FC back shortly before Memorial Day, but since then, only 1 win to show.
And this is a team in Richmond that really has struggled on the road. 0-5 on the road this season, a -11 goal differential when they are away from City Stadium in Richmond.
And again, conversely, Penn FC plays exceptionally well at home. They have had a great homestand throughout the early part of the season. Unfortunately for them, they're going on the road for an extended trip. They won't be back until summer has ended.
September 8th will be the next time Penn FC will come back to Harrisburg to play a home match. They will next play against the Ottawa Fury this coming weekend. That's the last team to actually beat Penn FC here at home. And the only team to beat them at home this season, as Penn FC 4-1-2 on the season, is Sean Lewis will take the goal kick and blast the ball into Richmond territory. Alex Lee will play it safe, bring it over to this near side with the pressure from the very dangerous Freddie Opoku over on the left wing. Pedro Gaval will now throw in for the hosts. Osei drops it back. Opoku's going to win a corner as he drills it off a Troyer. Second corner of the game coming up for Penn FC.
And Penn FC has used these set pieces, especially from the corners, Brian, to their great advantage here later in the season. And here's another opportunity.
Menjivar, the assist leader on the team with 3, will take this one. Drives it back post, looking for Osei, who gets ahead to it but can't get much more, and hits it into the stands.
Yeah, never really got into position to take that header, but nevertheless, he won the ball.
Play $3 million Pennsylvania Club, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Travis Wara, he's a Pennsylvania native, just about a half an hour from here, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 13th start of the season for Richmond, on loan right now from DC United. And he will take the goal kick. Headed back up and out of play by Penn FC. Throwing coming up for the Kickers. Storied franchise has fallen on rougher times of late. One of the reasons that Lee Kalishaw stepping down, also taking a different position in the organization at that point, to concentrate on other things, as Osei is going to be whistled, extending the arm for a foul on Penn FC. You talk about a guy whose legacy stands for itself, a USL Hall of Famer. Ball inside, and Kasana, just like that, got a piece of that one. It was deflected away by Richmond, and it will be a corner kick. Because again, that looked like Prince Baffo getting a nice cross to the inside, and an opportunity and a third corner of the game for Penn FC.
Very well played ball, and again, Kasana right on top of it. The defender deflects it out of bounds, and here we go with a corner.
Benjamin, an outswinger this time. Looking backside, Osei gets up, sends it back to the near post where the corner was, but nobody home for Penn FC. Richmond able to clear it out, a little bit more out of danger. Penn FC's had them better of the possession over the last few minutes of this one. Now back over on that far side this time. That is Opoku who is over there. After the corner, Baffo has switched over to this left-hand side. Prince will again get the deflection, this time for a throw-in on the left side of the box. Pedro Gaval will come up. Gaval and also Marco Franco, since Penn FC has gone to 4 in the back, been stalwarts back at the left and right fullback positions respectively. Throw in, double teamed in the box, but no one really cleanly doing anything with it for Richmond. And finally, it's Penn FC who will get another throw-in opportunity as they are able to bring it over this near sideline. So Gaval will do it again. Into the sunlight, which is part of the problem here. Bodies fall in the box. Richmond still hasn't cleared it yet, and Scott Thompson will finally do just that. Cordovez sends it to Fred Owusu-Sekere. And Richmond will play it out over the far sideline. 10th minute of play, scoreless between Penn FC and Richmond.
He might just want to be like one of those Brazilian stars and go with Fred.
Might be easier for me. Lucky I'm Kasana. Kasana is offside as he was in front of the Richmond defender when the ball was played initially. So it will be Richmond with the possession here. Richmond last game out was the first for new head coach David Bulow. A 3-1 loss to North Carolina FC. They'll be back at it again on Friday as they will finish up road swing by playing at New York Red Bull 2, one of the more up and down teams in the USL's Eastern Conference. With their results, they can beat you by 5, they can lose you by 5. They can beat you by 5, lose you by 5. It's a little bit of everything for them sometimes. A very dangerous and talented team that, when they come to play, is as good as anybody. Injured Richmond player down behind the play, and I believe that is
sportsmanship there, pushing it across the touchline so that he can be attended to.
I believe that is Cordovez who is down. We talked a little bit about Evio Cordovez before the game. Guy who's in his first year with the Richmond Kickers, but man, what a dangerous player he's been over the last 5 for the Charleston Battery. Had 9 goals a season ago, 21 goals in his career since 2013 with the Battery. And now this year has already shown his goal-scoring ways for this Richmond team as he leads them, along with Brian Shriver, in goals for the year with 4. Looks like he's going to be okay. It's a big guy, too, and that's the other thing. 6'2" physical player.
And the bigger they come, sometimes the harder they fall, and he took a dump.
So he is going to go off the field at this point and not immediately come back into this game. So this is going to be a man advantage for Penn FC until he's ready to go. David Bulow is quickly assessing the situation, talking to the trainer, and determining whether or not he's going to have to make a substitution or not.
I don't think he really wants to make one this early in the match. But
Cordovez is not moving well right now. He's got Matt Baldock and Kobe Osewusu on his bench listed as forwards, which is the position that they would be replacing Cordovez in. Long ball played out of the back by Thiago Calvano, goes all the way to Travis Ward, the keeper. We are going to have a substitution. Check that. No, that is going to be Cordovez. He looks like he's going to be okay. Just trying to get the officials' attention now. Be waved back onto the pitch. 13th minute of play. No score. Penn FC, Richmond, USL Eastern Conference. Log jam right now in the playoff spots. We're at the midway point of the season. Troyer comes up the right side. Now we'll drop it back. Still have not waved Cordovez on at this point, which makes me think that that actually is a substitute over there.
He went down hard.
So he is actually being worked on by the trainers behind the billboards on the opposite side by the Richmond bench. Trevitt is able to outrace Owusu-Sekere. Will be a foul against the Richmond players, so it will be a substitution coming in the game. And a big loss there for the Kickers, as the very dangerous Evio Cordovez will go out, and Kobe Osewusu will come into the game. It's a 6-footer out of Maryland as far as his college. It is his 13th game of the year. He started 10 already. His team was actually going off the bench with Cordovez for several games this season. So a guy who is no stranger to the pitch for them. Apoku has it for Penn FC. Able to keep it in, but unable to get it to Kasana. Troyer now to Shriver. Swing it over on that far side. That is Thompson.
And Kasana with position established on the inside. Unfortunately, the pass went a little to his outside.
Troyer's over here to the near side. Now to Alex Lee. Good pitch to Eaton. Now to Williams. Swinging over to Lavity, who was wearing the captain's armband for the Kickers tonight. Sometimes Connor Shinosky is that guy. He is one of the substitutes available tonight for the Kickers. Does not start. Penn FC now with control of it. It's Gabal on the left backside. Looking for Kasana. Nicks it forward. Warner's going to have it go all the way back to him. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. And after a quick beginning here, Charlie, first 5 minutes or so of this game, we had a lot of action.
A lot of action.
And since that time, it has been two teams that have taken the air out of the ball a little bit more on the defensive side.
No question about that. It's almost like they're feeling each other out a little bit in the early going, whereas at the beginning of the match, as you said, they were pressing it on both ends. Some good shots, some good opportunities, and some great passes.
They've split their 2 meetings on the season. The first one was the Open Cup game that Richmond won by a score of 3-2. The second one was a matchup between these two teams here in Harrisburg, where Penn FC got the win in that one by a final of 2-1. Long ball played up. As it goes, flicks on, Baffo, shot, no. Great save by Wara, and Troyer's able to at least clear it momentarily. Osei gets it back, crosses, low. Wara there, doesn't allow the rebound as Kasana was on the front door.
That was a great opportunity, Brian, and those are the opportunities you really just want to see coming. Those ops will eventually lead to scores.
So the guy in yellow has been busy here in this opening part of the game as we see the replay, and that's the initial save. Troyer did well to react quickly to it. Couldn't get it all the way out, and Osei got another opportunity, and this time Wara gobbled that one up. Lee with it on the right side. Middle of the field to Lavity. Mikael Williams. Now to Troyer. Looking for a hole somewhere in the Penn FC defense. Find Fernandez. He loses possession. Nothing as far as possession there for Penn FC at all. Give it right back to the Kickers. Want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. It's a beautiful night here in Harrisburg. Still no score between Penn FC and Richmond in the 18th minute of play.
Perfect night here at FNB Field. The fans enjoying themselves out in the sunny portion of the field. The shade already beginning to gather here on the near side touchline, but out on the field of play, just gorgeous.
Warren touches it over to Williams. A lot of room for him over on the left side. You have to figure Penn FC with 7 out of 11 players back in the starting 11 for tonight's game that played just 3 days ago. They are not pressing maybe as much as they would if this was a game where they had a little bit more rest.
It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Voss uses his substitutions. He doesn't very often sub in the first half. I doubt he will tonight, but given the need for some fresh legs and so little rest, he may.
Isaac Osei, just as we say that, gimpy out there in the middle of the field for Penn FC. We'll keep an eye on him. Opoku wins a tackle down that side, cannot keep it in. It'll be a Richmond throw. We look at David Bulow, their head coach. 7th head coach in team history for the Richmond Kickers. Great player for them back in from 06 to 09, 2011 to 2013. 4th all-time in kicker history with 45 goals, and also was a stud in the U.S. Open Cup. Had 14 career U.S. Open Cup goals.
Pretty impressive pedigree
remember several games in the past between the Richmond Kickers and the then Harrisburg City Islanders, where Bulow was a guy that you always had to be worried about, always aware of where he was in the field. Very talented player. He's been coaching within the Richmond Kickers Youth Soccer Club and with the Richmond United U.S. Soccer Development Academy for the last 8 years. And that's one of the reasons you see him there over on that sideline. So the pedigree is there. They decided to stay, as you would expect this franchise to do, with somebody who understands the organization. Ball crossed by Penn FC, deflected, and Richmond plays it safely over the far sideline for a Penn FC throw.
Looking for a big cross there, and defender just got a foot on it.
Osei turns and will win a throw all the way down in the corner. So once again, it will be Penn FC with the ball deep into Richmond territory. Can they do anything with this opportunity? Osei drops it back to Marco Franco. Osei, some fancy footwork, called offside. Actually, that may have been Franco who ended up being offside when the ball was returned to him. It seemed like he was just a half a step in front of where Osei was. Join the club. $3 million Pennsylvania Club, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. With top prizes of $3 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. This goal right now looking for a bit of energy, as the injury to Cordova is really a key thing for Richmond in really altering what they wanted to do in this game. And Penn FC has been content to try to play balls over the top and also try to press their advantage on the edges, but fruitless thus far.
Thus far, though, I think the penetration along the edges, Brian, is where the opportunities are going to come. Looks like that's the soft spot of the Richmond defense, and if Penn FC can continue to press the attack and get the support, they'll score.
You saw Raul Voss a moment ago on your screen. First-year head coach for Penn FC, 34-year-old. International experience over in Germany. Also, it was an assistant with Fort Lauderdale and with the Tampa Bay Rowdies before getting the opportunity to be the head coach here. Gavao will clear it up to the neutral third. Got that ball going out of play, though. Throw in for Richmond. There's Lucky Kasana, Zimbabwean, red hot of late. 6 goals, 1 assist in his last 4 games. And really the spearhead for a lot of what was able to be done on the road trip. Kept it going here with a goal and assist at home in the victory against Bethlehem Steel on Friday night. Sean Lewis will play this one out of danger. A bump in the back by Lee allows Opoku to draw the foul. Our referee tonight says, bring it back on over here. That center referee is Nick Rodfate. He's assisted tonight by assistant referees Joe Zawitowski and Justin Lopez. And our 4th official is Mark Trailman. Osei trying to get the better of Williams, cannot do so, as Mikael Williams will play it over the far sideline. Throw in Penn FC. 23rd minute of a scoreless match. Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers. Penn FC tied in the 7-hole right now. If the season would end right now, they would have the final playoff spot as the 8th seed. Richmond right now mired in that 14th spot, looking for something to change, and this is as good a place as any as far as they're concerned. But now Penn FC has won another corner kick opportunity.
And these opportunities are very big, and as you correctly point out, Brian, this is the point in the season when every match becomes very important in the playoff standings, and you know it's a real opportunity here for Penn FC to pick up 3.
See if they can find Tribbett. He raises up and hits it over the bar. Ken Tribbett, number 4, the captain of this Penn FC squad. 4 goals on the season.
That's what, and I think 3 of them were headers off of corners, Brian. So that's exactly what they were looking for. They got the tall body in there, struck it pretty well just over the bar.
And he was able to outleap his man. Alex Lee was the guy closest to him, who went tumbling as Tribbett had possession. Cannot find the mark, though. The finishing just off on those set pieces right now for Penn FC as we remain scoreless. Travis Warren will put the left foot to it. Penn FC really uncontested in the air, but a giveaway there. So here's Brandon Eaton. Dispossessed by Menjivar. Esker tries to find a Poku who gets squeezed off that one. Esker heads it back towards him. Freddie's there, double teamed. They have understood, Richmond does, the importance of Fopoku on that left wing and what he gives them as far as their speed. Ball headed over this near sideline. Throw in coming up for Penn FC about 30 yards from the end line. Gabal will take it. Kasana spins it over to Baffo. He's got a big foot from there if he gets the chance. Cuts to the inside. One touch too many. And taken away from Sakir. Field they go. That's going to be a foul whistled against Penn FC. I believe they're going to call that where Kobe Osei-Wusu was. So move the ball up a little bit further on the pitch. Here you see our head referee tonight, Nick Rodfate.
Took control right from the top of the match, and that's what you like to see. Called a pretty good game.
How well do you know the USL? Test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every Tuesday. You can win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice. Opportunity for you to get your picks in tomorrow for the upcoming Week 18 games. This technically is the first game of Week 18. USL has a total of 34 games for each of their teams. Teams busy all the way until the middle of October, and quite honestly, most of these teams are hoping that they get to play all the way into November.
That's the key in warmer weather.
Penn FC with it. Drop it all the way back to Tribbett in the back. Penn FC defense has not spent a lot of time on the ball in this game, unlike their Richmond counterparts. Long ball, they're going to chip it up, looking for Osei, but too close to Wara, who is well off his line and is well ready for that. Is that one of the things you've played this team already twice? It feels like you're not really going to fool anybody at this point.
They know each other, they know what they do, they know the strengths and relative weaknesses of each side, and that's why I think right now you're just seeing a little bit of that, feeling each other out, looking for the opportunities, trying to create space against the other side's weaknesses. But as you say, Brian, aren't any tricks up anybody's sleeve at this point?
5 corners already for Penn FC, the highlight on their side. The main note so far for Richmond in this contest, they had an opportunity, best opportunity for anybody in the game for Brian Shriver early back in the 4th minute of play. Offside whistled this time against Fernandez. He does flick it into the back of the net, but Sean Lewis was well aware that he was off before that happened. Back in the 4th minute, Shriver had an opportunity. Great save at that point by Lewis. And the only other thing of note so far really for Richmond in this game, the injury to Hivio Cordovas that forced him out of the game and Kobe Osei-Wusu in.
An early substitution, and that could be a pivotal thing for this Richmond side. They obviously depend on him. We focused on him in the pregame. He's done an awful lot for this squad. And let's see what they do with the substitution.
Osei trying to play it down the side. It goes out of play. Unable to keep it in over there was Prince Baffo. Another big week for the USL in week 17. 4th time this season, 4th weekend this season where the league went over 100,000 fans attending games. 2nd highest attended weekend this past weekend in history and on the season.
Amazing. Another Richmond player down.
Play continues. Be wise at this point for somebody to play it out. They do.
They just did.
He was in a dangerous area too. And believe, not mistaken this time, that is Fred Owusu-Sakari. That is exactly who that is over on that far side of the field. So now in the 30th minute of play, you see some of our fans here at FNB Field enjoying the action. Have their thunder sticks. Some of them have the fans that were handed out. It is a touch warm, but I don't think anyone normally complains too much as long as the temperature's not in the 100 range.
Yeah, today is just a gorgeous night. It really is. You can't play in better conditions than this. I was a guy who always liked it warm, Brian, when I played, but you know, a lot of players don't. They prefer the cooler climate. Tonight's, what are we sitting about 85 degrees?
Somewhere in that range. I think as the night goes on, we'll probably dip a little bit lower than that, but it's a beautiful night for soccer here in Harrisburg, which is Pennsylvania's capital city. And Penn FC is playing the type of soccer this season, although tonight has not been able to get anything on the board yet, but the type of soccer that will get home fans to continue coming out to the matches.
No question about that. It's a great entertainment value, Brian. Season tickets still available for all the squads in the USL. And I mean, you can't ask for much more. And here you go.
Here's an opportunity. Owusu-Sakari is back on the field. As he is okay and was waved on. Menjivar putting good pressure on. And that is Owusu-Sakari who draws the foul inside against Metzger. Troyer turns. There's Fernandez. A rare touch for him thus far. Owusu-Sakari again drawing a foul on the inside. Metzger was in the area, although I don't think it was him. But it will be a free kick opportunity coming up for the visitors, as Richmond will be approximately 40-45 yards out from goal. Raul Voss, head coach of Penn FC, looking on. Always dressed impeccably as well. So the left foot of Scott Thompson stands above this, as well as the right foot of Brian Shriver. They are joined by Owusu-Sakari. See who takes this one.
There's a couple of step overs, I think. Nope, you strike it right out.
Will be in. Thompson with the left foot, drives it, goal! Scott Thompson puts the first tally on the board on a free kick in the 32nd minute, and Richmond leads it 1-0.
Struck that one as well as you can, and that's a laser into the upper right-hand corner.
Scott Thompson's first goal of the season. He had his first assist of the year in their previous game against North Carolina FC. And in his first full season with the team, Scott Thompson has given the Richmond Kickers a 1-0 lead on the road. Absolute rocket with that left foot.
It really was. Put a lot of heat on that shot.
And will that inspire a little bit more energy out of the home squad? Throw-in coming up for Penn FC.
Yeah, here's the opportunity for Penn FC to step up their game a little bit, because you correctly pointed out they started with a lot of energy, Brian, a lot of early opportunities, and then they just kind of fell into a lull there where both squads were kind of looking like they were feeling each other out. Here's a great throw.
Throw in by Gaval, headed high in the air, right back to where Gaval was. Fernandez is there trying to shield it from him. They're able to clear it out of there up towards midfield. Menjivar heads it back. Trivet. Menjivar, they'll play it all the way back to Lewis. Everybody offside, so Penn FC has to retreat, and Richmond will go back to get it. 34th minute of play, Richmond with a 1-0 lead over Penn FC. Ball played up. Offside is the call, as Owusu was a step offside and was at least close enough to playing that one that the official decided that he would acknowledge the flag. And Isaac Osei does the same on the other side for Penn FC. Penn FC has just not been sharp up top.
No, they have not.
Here in the first half. Lee all the way back to Wara. Has to play it with the feet.
And you just get the sense that they're a little bit out of sync, right? You hope that they can make whatever adjustments need to be made, because they just don't seem to be working as a good unit up front, and they don't have the support for the attacking 2 or 3.
Owusu-Sakari goes long. Eaton was running towards it. Lewis gets there first.
Yeah, and the flag wasn't up on that. A little curious.
I thought he timed it pretty well that time. That one, just like those slicing diagonal runs they used earlier, that was a very similar one where
he stayed on, but
it was close. Here comes Penn FC. Not being able to build so far through the midfield.
Yeah, they talked early on about using the outside. The lane seemed to be open on the outside a little bit. You wonder if there's a particular reason why they're constantly pushing it to the inside where the opportunities really haven't existed thus far.
Franco called for a foul after the pass that was left wanting. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? And join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Richmond Kickers coming into this game 4-9-2 overall, just 14 points on the season and 0 for 5 on the road. But they have what could turn out to be a very important marker. 32nd minute goal unassisted by Scott Thompson on a free kick. As the Kickers in the lead over Penn FC. Menjivar. Franco had made a diagonal run to the inside, still remains there, and now dumps it out to Gaval. Cross in towards the box, headed back out of danger by Richmond. Up the field it goes, and here's another opportunity, and Penn FC, offside is the call. Thiago Calvano is asking for the side, for the linesman to raise his flag, but Osei-Wusu had not played the ball yet. He had not made that attempt on the ball yet, so correct call delayed in that, but it did make it a little dicey. Wasn't sure if that flag was going to come up or not. Metzger goes to Baffo, who can't keep it in. Throw in Kickers. Play the $3 million Pennsylvania Club, the brand new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play today for your chance to win top prizes of $3 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Baffo down the right wing. And once again, cannot keep the ball in play down that side against Thompson. Baffo, one of the 4 substitutes who did not start in the game against Bethlehem Steel on Friday. Coming into that right wing position tonight. And Penn FC whistled for the foul, and we're going to have a talking to, if not a card, and here is the card on Marco Franco.
There certainly was a talking to, and there's a question about the card, and he was fishing in his pocket.
38th minute card. Yellow card shown to right back Marco Franco of Penn FC.
And another Richmond player down.
That is once again Fred Owusu-Sakari.
You got it.
The Richmond trainer has been very busy here in the first half. 3rd time we've seen the appearance of a very unique hat. And this is the danger also here, Charlie, of playing back-to-back games where you don't have much rest, because this is a Penn FC team that right now does not look like they have the same burst that they did, and understandably so, that they had on Friday night.
They're not the same side that was out here on Friday night. The energy isn't there. You've got tired legs and, you know, some bodies that got pretty well beat up on Friday night. So it's tough to come back this quickly. And, you know, I'm sure that they're going to step it up because they realize the opportunity that exists here to pick up a point or 3 and stay in the contention for a playoff spot where they are right now.
Considering that this team is going out on a 7-game road swing before coming home for their last 9 games, it makes this game doubly important because of that.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, this is a team that plays exceptionally well at home. They're not going to be here for 2 solid months. So this is a pivotal match, and they're really going to have to find their soul and, decide, this is the moment where we've got to take our stand, make our mark, and get back into this thing.
Owusu Sakari is still waiting to get waved in by the referee. Penn FC playing a man up as of right now, but it is Richmond that is pressing the attack. Over on that left side is Thompson. It's his left foot that's the deciding factor in this game thus far, as Richmond has the 1-0 lead. Intercepted by Penn FC. Here's a Poku. Pushed off the ball by Fernandez, and as he goes to the turf, the foul is called. No question, the kickers are making a very concerted effort to be physical with Freddie Opoku on that left side.
No question about that. And they determined, obviously, before the match that was the way they wanted to play him, and they have been very physical.
And this time Opoku is deemed to be offside. So both teams finding it difficult to stay on the correct side of the ball.
Yeah, a lot of offsides calls tonight. It's been amazing.
Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us this evening. Only USL game in town, or anywhere for that matter. It's a special Monday night. We call it Monday Night Football in that way?
Monday Night Football.
Marco Franco with it. Richmond with the lead. They are in the red. Just joined us. Scott Thompson, free kick in the 32nd minute. He is the lone scorer of this one for the kickers. Poku, again hounded on that side. Does get the deflection, but can't have Gaval keep it in. And Richmond will throw in here in the 42nd minute. As approaching stoppage time also. We've had several minutes of injury time.
Yeah, you're going to have a fair amount of stoppage time tonight in this first half. A goal, several injuries.
I'm still not saying any more than 2.
Really?
Nope.
Okay. You've been pretty good on that stuff, Mr. Kaiser.
It's amazing how the stoppage time in that way tends to be a little different in the second half.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was going to mention that. This is only that first half. They'll tack it on a lot more in the second.
In the second half, you might have 5. First half,
a point well made.
I'm guessing 2. We still are about 3 minutes away from finding out what that's going to be. Troyer plays it over to Williams. Spins over to a wide open left side of the Richmond formation. Say Wusu lost it, and now Menjivar comes the other way for Penn FC. And Richmond takes it right back with Lavity. Nobody able to keep the ball in possession. Finally, Penn FC with it. Williams sliding in, and it's going to be last touch by Prince Baffo down that right-hand side, and both of those guys go down in a heap. Referee over to find out what's up. Also, Warren, take a look at this one. It looked like Williams got there first. Ooh. Actually, based on that replay, he did not get there first. It was almost simultaneous. It looked like Baffo might have gotten a touch first. If you're not going to call a foul, it did definitely go off of the Penn FC player.
No question.
And it will be a goal kick.
Both playing the ball. Good hard soccer.
And the guy who is still down is Williams. Baffo is up and all right, but it is the TNT defender, Kel Williams. 11th start of the season for him for Richmond in the back. He is the first-year player after playing the last 2 years with the Colorado Rapids in MLS. He's also played professionally in Poland, Denmark, Guatemala, as well as his home nation of Trinidad and Tobago, where he has 17 caps for their national team. So a very important guy in David Bulow's back four. Mikael Williams, and he is back up and okay. So we go into the last minute of regulation time here in the first half of play. 1-0 Richmond leading Penn FC. Pedro Gaval with it for Penn FC, cuts to the inside, looking for a Poku. Poku can't get all of it, and the throw-in's going to be with Richmond as he continues to be absolutely harassed by Alex Lee. Luis Fernandez helping out that time as well, as they are putting one or two players constantly pressuring Freddie Opoku anytime he has a chance to make a play on the left side.
And as you correctly pointed out earlier, being very physical with him.
Ball thrown in. Wusu gets by the first man, Tribbett. Does not get by Calvano, but they will call the foul, and I think that would be on Tribbett, who was doing a heck of a lot of holding, trying to make sure that he didn't get a one-on-one opportunity against the sole center back who was left behind him in Calvano. So we are in stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Split the difference between yours and mine.
You got to add on that last minute there too. So it will be 3, a minimum of 3. Neil Lavity will take this one. Man wearing the captain's armband tonight for Richmond sends it all the way down, and Tribbett will just shelter it over the end line for a goal kick. Lewis thought about taking a quick restart, but nothing was there. He'll think the better of it, move his guys forward. Sean Lewis on the season, his 5th start between the pipes for Penn FC. Glancing header by Osei, finds Baffo down in the corner, trying to cross it. Great job by Williams getting there. Baffo grabs him on the way back, it's called for the foul. That's the difference between tonight and Friday is, and Baffo didn't play on Friday night, but we're seeing a lot of those tired type of grabbing fouls.
Frustration fouls and nothing more, and they add up. You know, it's tired bodies and you know, both mental and physical tiredness.
Be very interested to see if we don't see an early substitution or two in the second half for Penn FC to try to give them some life. They dispossess Calvano of the ball. Over to the right side, pass to the inside. Wusu drops it off, and it is a shot wide of the mark, and not much on it from Owusu Sakari.
No real danger on that, and they were fortunate because they had it taken away from them in a dangerous position, and fortunately not much on that shot.
Osei outbodied by Williams, and now Richmond will send it long again. Calvano drops it over to Franco. Wusu's over there pressuring. Bring it up to the middle of the field. Once again, no connection there. No linkage whatsoever right now for Penn FC in the midfield. We've gone maybe, what, five minutes or so and have not mentioned Menjivar or Metzger, except for right there where Metzger commits a foul. They're not even going through the midfield right now.
No, you're correct. And that's, I think, something that Coach Voss is going to want to address at halftime, and we'll see how they play it differently in the second.
So there'll be a restart coming up for Richmond as we are well into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Could we have one more opportunity here for the kickers before halftime? Lavity chips it long into the box. Good job by Franco keeping his man away. And allows Lewis to get it, and that's it. End of the first half. Our score is Penn FC trailing the Richmond Kickers as the visitors have a 1-0 lead. That coming on a 32nd minute goal by defender Scott Thompson on a free kick. And that is our score at the half. I think we're going to see if we're going to have comments from Penn FC head coach Raul Voss coming up at the half. And these could be some very interesting comments there, Charlie.
No smiles tonight, Brian.
No, definitely no smiles, but right now he's over there talking to his assistant coaches and just discussing right now what sort of adjustments are they going to have to make. But what we've seen here, Charlie, in this first half You see David Bulow talking with his captain as they go off the pitch. They have to be pleased right now because even though this is a Penn FC that has not shown much energy, Richmond has done what they've needed to do, got the goal on the road, and have the result where they need it right now.
That's exactly the point, and Penn FC is going to have to pick up both their energy and the attack. They've really mounted very little attack since the opening minutes of the match, and they're going to have to do a dramatically better job. Maybe get some fresh legs in there. We'll see what his strategy is with substitutes. And Jessica's going to ask him about right now.
And she's on her way over right now and talking with the coach. We'll have a quick word with him before we step out for a break. But again, Richmond with the lead right now. On the road, 1-0. Richmond so far 0 for 5 in opportunities on the road, but they have the advantage right now. Let's go down to Jessica Crossan right now.
All right, guys, I'm here with head coach Raul Voss. We are going into the half down 1-0. It's been a tough first half. Haven't really had a lot of opportunities. What are your thoughts going into the locker room?
Yeah, I disagree. I thought we had some good opportunities. To be honest, we got to take care of those. We're not really as connected as we should be. There's space between the forwards and the midfield. Yeah, and then it was a good free kick. Nothing we can do about that.
All right, are you thinking about making any changes?
Yeah, but not 100% sure yet, but we're thinking about it.
All right, thank you. Good luck, coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jess. And pretty clearly
Yeah, and he mentioned exactly what we did, which is the connection between the midfield and the attackers, and it's been very, very weak. The support simply hasn't been there. That's something they're going to have to do, and I do think he'll make some changes.
Some early opportunities for Penn FC. They could not find the back of the net. Richmond does, and as a result, they've got the 1-0 lead over Penn FC at the half. We're going to step out for break. Halftime show coming up after this here on ESPN+.
Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the recycling center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The recycling center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
There's the skyline of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, capital city of Pennsylvania. Our score at halftime, it's Richmond 1, Penn FC 0. And it is right now the visitors who have found the host to be very accommodating. Maybe too much so as far as what Penn FC is concerned, but it is Richmond right now with the lead. And let's take a look at the two teams in the next home matches, and what you see there is not a misprint, folks. Next home match for Penn FC is not until Saturday, September the 8th, and that is a 7 o'clock start time against Atlanta United 2. And for tickets, you got plenty of time to get them at this point. PennFC.com is where you want to go. It's 2 full months until Penn FC is back. Their next 7 games are on the road, including a game this coming Saturday at the Ottawa Fury, which is a 2 o'clock game. For Richmond, they are next on Friday at New York Red Bulls 2, and then after that, you see their next home match on Saturday, July 21st. They return to City Stadium at 7 o'clock. RichmondKickers.com, your place, and they also get to play Atlanta United 2. Great opportunity for Richmond, based on how Atlanta United's form is at this point, to come back home and try to start building something, because this team right now in the standings needs to make up some ground. We're going to throw it back right now to something that's going on right now in the USL, because there's been a great amount of highlights and tremendous plays from the first half of the season. So let's take a look at some of those right now.
Oh, come on! Lancaster! Cameron Lancaster! A dream of a goal!
Yeats inside the area, it's Hamilton! What a finish! Jordan Hamilton! What a strike!
DePeriski getting in behind.
That ball from Mirkovic, and what an incredible goal from Periski! Cordell Cato, oh my goodness, what a finish! Across the middle. Obanawi with the insurance goal. There it is! McInerney, good looking ball. Jack McInerney. Just digs it back in, flicked on. Krisnenko!
Brody inside the 18. Brody shot and a goal! Andrew Brody puts the Monarchs ahead in the 8th minute of play.
This one sent in. Great effort! Tampa Bay equalize in the 90th. It's Damo Duro in his rowdy debut. Obi steps in. Obi shooting! Saved by Lynn! He protected the 2 points!
Looking overlap here on the cross, volleyed in, and beautifully saved.
Stepping forward, header is saved! Von Williams just barely knocking it away from Doyle.
Brandon Allen! Garces kept it out.
Here comes Fresno. Cooper! Save keeper. Cohen gets in behind. Francois off of Ranjitsing. Francois again. Ranjitsing slaps it away. Lofted over the back line and saved by Pickens as he dives aside.
Kroger Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back at halftime. Richmond with the 1-0 lead over Penn FC at the half. And we'll take a look at the highlights from this first half of action as we start right away. And Richmond had the ball on their foot to begin things. And really, they had some of the better chances, but not the first one of this first half, as it was Penn FC with a cross into the box. Opportunity on the back post, setting up one of several corners in the first half for Penn FC. But this was a early opportunity. Brian Shriver getting a pass from Luis Fernandez. Sean Lewis comes up with a great save, but it's in the 32nd minute. A knuckling shot, the left foot of Scott Thompson, that has given Richmond the lead. Sneaks right between the wall, Calvano and Kasana. And Thompson, his first goal of the season for the Kickers, has them in the lead by a score of 1-0. There's your first half statistics. 4 corner kicks for Penn FC. 5 shots to 4 for Richmond, a save for each keeper. You notice also, though, the possession there, 57-43, and that's indicative of the fact that Richmond tried to build their attack, and Penn FC really circumvented their midfield and did not use them very much.
And that's going to be the key to the second half, Brian. Coach Voss said it, we said it throughout the first half of play, that connection between the midfield and the attackers. They've got to establish that, bring the support up, create the space that way. They'll get their opportunities.
We're going to step out for one more break. When we come back, we will have the second half of action. Richmond leading Penn FC 1-0 here on ESPN+.
Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Welcome back to Harrisburg. Penn FC will start the second half with the ball, and they also will start with a substitution, as it will be Paulo Jr., the new acquisition, only his 3rd game with Penn FC. It will replace Prince Baffo over on the right wing.
Kind of as we thought, Brian, a substitution early here, right at the beginning of the second half. Junior, Brazilian star, brings some spark plug capability to this offense, which is really what they need.
9 appearances a year ago at the Indy 11. Also has played for Fort Lauderdale, Ottawa, Real Salt Lake, and also in the Brazilian Professional League. And he is a veteran player, 29 years old, as he checks in now for his third appearance, his first as a substitute for Penn FC. We're underway here in the second half. Kasana flicks it out to Opoku. Very quiet in the first half for Freddie. Overlaps to Gaval. Crosses into the box. It gets knocked. Actually, no, Gaval just mishit it, and it went behind the goal for a goal kick. So a good build that time for Penn FC goes awry. And it will be the Richmond Kickers who will have the goal kick opportunity. And already here, we're seeing Richmond facing a little bit more pressure now as Penn FC has picked up a little bit of the intensity, pressuring as they did not do much in the first half. Now a little bit more desperate, just like the road team was in the first half of the game.
This is what they want, and picking up that pressure, a little bit more energy, leads to good results.
Gaval finds Kasana. Junior's first touch goes wide.
Just kicked it a little bit. I know he wishes he had that one back. Kasana gave him a pretty good ball.
But Richmond once again with a goal kick. This Richmond team has struggled this season, and one thing they also have struggled is they have struggled to maintain leads in games as well. Several times this season they have taken the lead just to find the other team coming from behind and sometimes tying, but a lot of the time multiple goals and winning those contests. NFC with the win of the ball in the midfield. Here is Junior on the right wing. Crosses to the inside, towed back. Nobody there. A very calm clearance from the Richmond back line, and now they will send it all the way up to midfield. Jose Wusu, who is in for the injured Javier Cordovez, is the guy who was pressuring that initial head ball. Menjivar tracks it down for Penn FC to Tribbett. Opoku cuts to the inside. Freddie looking for Kasana, a little bit too much on that one. See Travis Wara, clean sheet thus far. Only had to make one save in the first half. You'd have to figure he's going to have to make more here in the second half if Penn FC can find the target. That's one of the things they struggled with in that first half.
Yeah, nothing on goal, and they're really going to have to step that up here in the second half, looking to already and showing a lot more energy than they did at the close of the first half.
Jose Wusu is onside on the right wing. Stepped out, though, nicely by Tribbett. The Penn FC captain toasted over the far sideline for a Richmond throw.
Well defended.
If you want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL, and join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Nice diagonal run that time by Lavity, but can't control the first touch. Penn FC will clear it. Tribbett chips it up towards midfield. Kasana flicks it into the Richmond end, but nothing but red shirts back there. And also the one yellow one who plays it right on back to Williams. Firm challenge from Metzger is whistled for a foul. Owusu Sakari is the man who was fouled in that situation. He's found himself to be a target several times in this game. 5'6" midfielder out of Ghana. Franco comes up and jumps in front of the header. Be a throw in for Richmond up this near side. 1-0 Richmond. The guy who's got his hands on the ball right now, Scott Thompson, is the goal scorer, unassisted on a free kick in the 32nd minute. Ball played all the way into the Penn FC end of the field. Tribbett will play it back to Richmond's side. Still no midfield possession, though, for Penn FC, and a foul by Kasana as he grabbed the hold of Troyer on the way by. Menjivar clipped Lavity from behind. Immediately went to reach out to apologize for it. No foul, they played the advantage, but this time we will have a foul as Tribbett comes up and takes out the legs of Eaton. Lavity right now is going over to the official, a little bit of think he might even be asking for the late card because of the advantage. And they will bring Menjivar over and talk to him. He was late on his challenge to Lavity. And what he's going to do right now, our official, is Nick Rodfate, who will have a stern tongue lashing for Menjivar, but no cardage is shown.
The cards tend to get a lot more attention than the stern talking to. I always get a kick out of the gesticulations from some of these officials.
And Tribbett is fouled in the back on that 50-50 ball. 51st minute of play. Home crowd still looking for something to cheer about as their team is down 1-0 to the Richmond Kickers. Here is Marco Franco. Advanced run for the right back. Chips into the box. Osei is there. He's offside. He is whistled offside. Kasana was onside. Osei on the backside was just a step off.
Perfectly delivered ball, though. You couldn't ask for much more than that. And it's a shame, just a step offside. But a lot of offsides tonight. They're going to have to watch the defenders and just stay on.
Marco Franco, who the last 4 years was with the Indy 11, 77 career starts with them. And a very offensive-minded player also. 5 assists a year ago from that right back position for the Indy 11. Now taking up that same role here with Penn FC here in the 2018 season. Throw in. Kasana throws it back. Menjivar to Franco, sends it high and long towards Osei. Troyer's the last man standing for Richmond in the back, plays it back to Wara.
That throw-in was pretty nicely played in a lot of traffic. He really looked and picked the one spot that he could deliver it to that worked.
The long balls, though, have not worked tonight for Penn FC.
No, they haven't.
Continue to go to that as opposed to trying to build the attack.
And we've talked about that. I mean, I was going to say again, the key there is to use the short passing game in the midfield and to advance the attack with the support necessary.
Here's an opportunity, though, as it is Isaac Osei who is fouled. And that is a dangerous free kick opportunity area as Menjivar and Opoku, right-footed and left-footed respectively, will stand over this. They can take a crack at this, but as good as they are in the air, I'm really expecting Menjivar to try to bend this to the back post.
I would think so, although we saw a pretty nice strike from the other side of the field at just about this spot early in the match.
It was a little bit more central for them, for Richmond when they took that shot. This one's to the side. It gives you a little bit different angle. Two-man wall in front of this. Menjivar setting his men up. And he will step to it. Chips, back post. Kasana, goal! No, offside.
Oh, they're not going to call that.
They waved it off. I thought he was offside when he got there. And quickly Travis Wara will go the other way. Offside is the call, and it will remain 1-0. We'll get a look at that replay as soon as we get an opportunity. But
well, you certainly called it, partner. That's exactly what they needed to do. You said it, and they did it. And the flag apparently was it up right away, or did it come up after the ball went into the net?
Oh no, it's definitely offside.
He is off.
No question. Probably a full yard or two offside on that play, unfortunately, for Penn FC. But for the Richmond Kickers, who are in need of something positive to happen for their season. And David Bulow right now, their new head coach, in just his second game on the bench, is
breathing a little sigh of relief on that one.
Definitely. 35 minutes and change before they can try to claim their first victory. A lot can go on from then. What did go on there was Opoku blasting one, looking for the back post, but nothing home. As there is David Bulow again. We'll smile from him on the bench. Has to be pleased that his team has the lead and is absorbing the first 10 minutes of pressure from Penn FC.
Brian, is it me, or do these coaches look younger and younger all the time?
All the time.
And it's me.
It's a player's coach's game. And so many of them, you see now, so many of them at these USL levels especially, as we see Osei. He is onside. Great job by Wara keeping the legs together. A shot, and Junior Gets it saved by Wara. Took a rip at that one, and Travis Wara, 2 different opportunities there to make a play and makes them both. Great flick that time from Metzger. Osei was deemed to be onside. Wara gets the initial save. Great step by Paulo Jr. and just ran out of room. Left hand strong by Wara. Ball back sent in now, back to action on the field. Troyer clears it, but still Penn FC keeps it in the offensive half of the field. Calvano will chip. Trying to chip the keeper, and he does, but it goes over the bar. A cheeky move from the Brazilian.
He thought he had that bent right into the upper corner, just over the bar. Nicely played.
He saw Wara looking for him to cross the ball, and all of a sudden decided, you know what, let's take a crack at this back post. And
didn't quite get the dip he wanted at the end, but he was looking for it.
Almost equalized. And it has been all Penn FC here in the second half. 11 minutes gone by here in the second half as we enter the 57th minute of action. Still 1-0 in favor of Richmond. How well do you know the USL? Well, test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every Tuesday, and you could win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice. Again, Wara gets to the long ball before the Penn FC front line. And on the other side, Opoku physically keeps his man off the ball as he's able to outfox Alex Lee and win a throw. The hosts continuing to try to keep the attack on. Franco. Calvano. Back to Franco. A little more pressure, so they'll play it all the way back to Sean Lewis in the back. The lime green, he plays it long. Osei trying to split defenders. Troyer is there. Osei gets there, and Wara is the guy who gets there last. Troyer actually flicked that ball over, and it made it difficult for his keeper, but Wara was able to read that play just well enough. Now the ball played up to this near side. Thompson heads it back towards the center of the field. It'll stay in the Richmond end. Interception by Metzger. He'll play a central ball that's headed out of danger by Troyer. Now a long ball. Fernandez has been quiet all game long pretty much. Now he's got a little room 1v1 against Gavao on the right side. Gavao wins that battle.
But not much on the counter. That's where you've really got to take an advantage.
Gives it away.
Yep.
And this is where also this formation tonight has looked more, instead of what we saw the other night, which looked more like a 4-2-3-1. Kasana's playing more advanced tonight than that, as opposed to that attacking mid. That might be one of the reasons that they're missing that last piece midfield-wise.
That link.
So Lavity in the back, looking for someone to help. He's triple teamed, and the next guy up, Franco, comes in, and he is fouled and tripped by Thompson, who waves over to the official, says, "Don't give me a card," and the official says, "That's all right. You get that one for the clean trip." He knew it was coming.
Yeah, he was arguing his case because he knew it was going to be there.
So Franco draws the foul, and Calvano is actually the guy who's standing over it right now, along with Menjivar. Thiago Calvano, the veteran Brazilian defender, getting the start tonight. He and Ken Tribbett did not play on Friday night. It was Harry Hawkins and Kyle Venter instead. Calvano now, after the restart, ball deflected. Wara again quickly off his line. His reaction time has been very good tonight to every loose ball. Long ball played all the way to his counterpart. Lewis is there without issue. 60th minute of action, still 1-0. Richmond leading Penn FC. Regardless of the result of this game, Richmond will stay in 14th place in the USL's Eastern Conference, but the team desperately in need of points right now, and this is only their 16th game of the year. Many of the teams have played either 17 or 18, so a couple games in hand. We could desperately use this. Offside is the call as Osei is whistled off. Not sure about that.
Yeah, that one's a little more questionable, and the fans here really letting the officials hear about it. I'd like to see the replay on that. Is that
looked like Junior in that time when that ball was headed.
There you go.
It's very
Everybody's
close.
On. but the ball's already left. I don't know.
That's very close.
Very close.
I'm not going to bicker with one bit, though, with our linesman on that one, because it was a very close play. Go either way on that one. I know the people who are here in the stadium were looking for that.
There's a beautiful
Junior,
ball.
great
There's
ball
a
from
beautiful
Osei.
ball.
Cross to the inside, deflected, could not find Kasana, and Troyer's deflection was soft enough that Wara was able to gobble it up.
Nice defensive play there, because that was a beautifully delivered ball, and he was looking for Kasana all the way, and he had him.
And all Penn FC with the opportunities here in the second half, but it remains Richmond with the 1-0 lead. Owusu-Sakari fouled. Osei gets called for that one. Play $3 million Pennsylvania Club, the brand new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play today for your chance to win top prizes of $3 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Shriver. He has not gotten many touches on the ball here in the second half. Maybe the first or second one that I can recall him having. Looking for Fernandez. Cannot find him. Penn FC once again. Looking to build through Menjivar. Junior has an overlapping Franco if he wants him. And Shriver hands all over the 29-year-old Brazilian, who will draw the foul. This will be a free kick opportunity about 25 yards out from goal. And actually,
you didn't get the foul at the very end, but as you correctly pointed out, his hands were all over him for quite a while.
And realistically, our referee actually, where he is putting the free kick, did not call the foul until the very end, because he could have allowed the continuation there, the advantage the entire way, and dropped this one back another 5-10 yards. Instead, an advantage for Penn FC with where it is. Opoku's left, but Menjivar's right is the other option. I'd like to see Freddie take a pop at one here. Instead, it's Menjivar headed over the end line by Richmond.
And another Penn FC corner coming up.
Owusu-Sakari was the one who headed that one clean. Menjivar to take the restart. Already have center backs up. A chip to the near post. Calvano got his right foot to it. Couldn't get any power on it. Saved by Wara. Not credited with a save for that one, but cleaned up by him. The foul called against Penn FC, as once again they squeeze off Fred Owusu-Sakari, and that's enough for our official to come over and say, I'm going to show somebody a card here. Is this going to be Thiago Calvano? I believe if this is Calvano, this will be his 5th yellow card of the season. Nope, he's just waving him off. Stop, 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 and nothing to the pocket.
There you go.
I think Calvano is the one Penn FC player
with 4.
With 4. Richmond remains in the lead here in the 64th minute. 1-0. A 32nd minute goal by Scott Thompson. The only tally of the game.
And that accumulation stuff can cost you. There's no question about it, Brian. It's
Tribbett up to Gaval. NFC has had the better of the play here in this second half. At this point, Richmond looking to counterattack and hold on. Junior. Backside is Kasana. He's onside, but loses the ball. Alex Lee was back there to make sure of it. Richmond will play it all the way up. Opportunity here for Brandon Eaton. He gets grabbed on the way by Gaval. That'll slow down the opportunity for the counterattack. With the numbers right now that Penn FC is trying to push forward, that's why you're going to see a couple of these opportunities. Let's take a look at this Polo Junior opportunity. And Osei on the inside gets tangled up with Troyer. No call there.
He's looking for it. He was not happy.
Definitely had an opportunity to play that ball, but as you'll see off times in the box, unless there is...
It's got to be pretty egregious.
You got to have hands pulling somebody down, and it was more of a bump than anything else without hands involved. Williams plays it centrally. the center circle it goes. Menjivar high to the air to get the first hit with the head. Unai Emira has come into the game for Richmond. We'll have to see who he came in for. Here comes Opoku with the long run. Troyer is there over the end line. Corner kick coming up for Penn FC.
Nice little run there by Opoku, and those are the opportunities that you'll see created. And again, there you saw the midfielders moving quickly, and that's the support that you have to have.
The substitution was Emira for Brandon Eaton. So the veteran Unai Emira into the game. Gaval off the corner, high in the air to win it is Troyer. Penn FC will backtrack and still have possession of the ball. Metzger, Gaval, back to Metzger. Swinging the pendulum back and forth. Now the long ball up. Tribbett is up there on the right back position. Dummied through by Kasana. Nobody home on the back post. Opoku keeps it in. Gaval crosses into the box. Tribbett got a glancing header to it, but nothing more. And it goes over the end line for a goal kick for Richmond. And that is Tribbett and Osei. Or down inside, and Osei still incensed right now, having words with Lavity, feeling that he is being tugged, pulled, and everything else right now, and is not being the beneficiary of calls. You know many forwards that don't feel that way.
No, that seems to be true of all of them, but I'm not sure he's all wrong either.
I think that's one of the requirements of playing forward professionally.
At any level.
Oh. So it is Wara with the goal kick here on the 67th minute of action. NFC continues to have more of the possession here in half number 2 after not having it in the first half. They've had most all of it here in the second half. Richmond loses it there, but is fouled. Lavity comes in, and Lavity's just looking for some sort of a call, because I think it was Metzger who was talked to previously about fouls and not given a card here either. So it'll be a restart for Richmond. They've got no problem right now taking a little more time off the clock with the 1-0 lead. Calvano steps in front of the central pass. Here comes Kasana the other way. Ball deflected. Opoku out there on that left-hand side. Tries to cut to the inside. Splits between a double team. Kasana finds Junior over on that right side. Franco's overlapping. Junior will take it himself. His shot blocked. Thompson got a piece of that one. Back out he comes.
A lot of opportunity there, though, along the touchline to push it to the corner, Brian, and really make something happen. And instead, they go to the middle. That's been the play the last couple times down, but this opportunity exists right from here. Junior crosses. Kasana making that near post run off his chest. Out of play. Goal kick for Richmond. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL. So the goal kick for Richmond. Travis Wara still the clean sheet tonight. And we are going to see a yellow card for the second straight game to Travis Wara. This one's a little early for time wasting, though. We see it nonetheless here in the 69th minute. So Wara now will put the ball back in play. Will have to be minding his P's and Q's for the rest of this contest. Got it into the 70th minute, though. That's a tough one, too, Charlie, because you pick up a yellow card against your keeper. You've already made 2 substitutions. Right. If he would somehow pick up another yellow card somewhere, if you don't have that third substitution left, now you've got to use one of your field players. You got to put a position player back in goal, which makes it very, very tough. You're correct.
Well, that is a tough yellow card for Richmond here in this 69th minute. There's Kasana on the right wing. Some fancy dribbling, keeps possession of the ball, finds Metzger. They're going to switch the point of attack. Tribbett goes wide on the left side to Gaval. Looking for the cross. Finding Kasana, just wide. Lucky once again finding room. But this time, unlike the last 4 games, cannot find the back of the net.
And he rolls his eyes. He knew it was there, and he did everything he could. I mean, that's a well-played ball all the way around. There's really nothing more that you could do on that.
Wide open, and all he has to do that time is play. I don't even think he realized how open everything was.
He needed to play it to the other side. He really, you know, the keeper's position was such that I think he could have played it to the other post.
Wara was
he tried to flick it.
He was absolutely statuesque on that one.
He was.
No chance on that one. Osei fouls. Richmond is trying to gain position.
But you know how easy it is to talk about it from up here, Brian?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
So is Richmond maintaining that lead. And the longer that they maintain this lead, the more stressed the Penn FC crowd gets, and the more difficult and desperate the players get.
Yeah.
Knowing how important this game technically could be, considering it's the last home game they're going to have for 2 full months.
It's really remarkable.
Scott Thompson in the 32nd minute, our lone tally thus far, coming for Richmond. Tribbett misplays it, but Fernandez undercuts him on the follow-up header opportunity. So it'll be a restart for Penn FC. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Paulo Jr., second half substitution, finds Franco overlapping. Chance to cross, high in the air off of the head of Williams over the end line for a corner kick. And yet again, it is Penn FC with another opportunity from the corner flag with Menjivar.
Nicely played, and another set piece here for Penn FC. A real opportunity. They need to capitalize on one of these.
Paulo Jr. definitely has injected a bit of life into this team since coming on. Gaval sends it back into the box. Osei hit it right at Wara. Good positioning that time by the Richmond keeper, who was ready for that tally off the head of Isaac Osei.
Very nicely played both ways. You can't ask for much more than that, Brian. Well delivered, well struck, and a nice save.
And Wara just playing with the ball, allowed to do that, as we see once again. The header tries to direct it the way that you said the last one could have gone back, and this time Wara was there.
Yeah, and if you watch that again, that was really at the limit of Worrell's extension. So it
ball headed back to Lewis.
Could have been real trouble.
73rd minute. Play $3 million Pennsylvania Club, the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. A whistle against Penn FC, I believe, on another offside call.
There have been a ton tonight, haven't there?
Fatigue. I'm going to tell you right now, that's the sort of thing, and Raul Voss is trying to shout encouragement over to his team right now, but one of the things that leaves, you know, when you have tired legs, some of that attention to detail. Ball headed wildly from Tribbett back to Lewis. They get around the dangerous Luis Fernandez. Menjivar keeps it in. Looking for someone to go to it. It is his keeper who he finds. Swing it over to Calvano. Poor touch there. And now will it cost him? Shriver, low ball in the box. A shot, Fernandez in the goal. Absolutely devastating for Penn FC, as it is Brian Shriver's 6th assist of the season, and for Luis Fernandez, his 3rd goal to put Richmond up 2-0.
Broke down right out here in front of us, Brian, with the Calvano miscue, and from there it was history.
First touch betrays him. Shriver on the dead run gets open, and his low ball dummied through by Osei-Wusu, and then it is Fernandez's 3rd goal of the season to give Richmond what looks like a dominant 2-0 lead right now, with Penn FC struggling to find anything.
Yeah, they've dug themselves a pretty deep hole here, Brian, and that's a shame. That was just a fundamental defensive error there. Not defensive error, he just miscued the ball, and Richmond capitalized on it and did so quickly.
Lewis got a hand on that one, but not strong enough to keep it out of the net. And now it is a big-time hole for the home team, as Penn FC trails this one 2-0. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Kasana, no call in the middle of the field. Play on, says our official. And now Richmond, and taken down that is once again the guy who has been down probably a good 12, 13 times in the midfield, Fred Owusu-Sakere. The 32-year-old out of Ghana, and the veteran, as we have a substitution for Penn FC. And it is definitely a substitution, try to press the game here. Calvin Resende, a midfielder, comes into the game in place of Thiago Calvano. So midfielder for defender here in the 76th minute to try to give Penn FC a little bit more in terms of numbers forward as they're chasing a 2-goal deficit.
They're going to push everybody up, and we'll see what happens.
Lavity over to Troyer. Kickers now trying to see this one out. Could it be the first win on the bench for Richmond for David Bulow? Chip forward, opportunity, a chip over Wara, and great job by Troyer to save it. Kasana kept it close, and we've got a PK. The foul in the box is whistled against Alex Lee, and a penalty kick coming up for Penn FC. Great job by Troyer, and then Kasana kept with the play and draws the foul from Lee. So a chance to get one back.
Yeah, superb job, and a nice defensive play there by Richmond, but then the foul inside the box, and here comes a PK.
We're going to see the PK here as Lee just got caught in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with that one anywhere.
And Kasana will take this one. A little gimpy right after that one. Still not surprised he's going to take this one. Travis Wara hopping around on his back line, trying to keep this one a 2-0 advantage for Richmond. Can Lucky get one back? Trying to cut the lead in half. Kasana, goal! Wara Guest to his right.
And they're back in the game, Brian. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Penn FC. See if this can give them a boost of adrenaline that they've needed.
And Lucky
Kasana has done everything tonight. He really has. I mean, he's been in a lot of... Here you go.
And Kasana's 7th goal in the last 5 games. Quickly runs up, grabs the ball because he knows how important now it is, as that goal coming in the 78th minute. And Penn FC now just down 2-1. Long ball played. Fernandez gets by the back line, but can't get there in time to take a shot. Pulls it out to the right wing instead. Now we'll play it all the way back.
Fernandez giving you a little bit of an example of his speed there, though, Brian. He is quick.
Penn FC looking like they have a little extra step here and trying to run this lead down. Williams dispossessed. Trying to play it. Metzger looking for Kasana, but Troyer, who has had a very solid game at center back, is the last line of defense, able to get that one away.
And this may be where that substitution comes into play, Brian. A fresh set of legs being brought into the midfield with some real speed and some new energy, replacing a defender, bringing everybody up. I mean, they're going to look for the equalizing goal now with a little bit of extra help.
Each team with 1 substitute remaining. Want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? And make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Owusu. Amura dispossessed the ball. Penn FC looking for a foul, didn't get one. Now a long ball is Osei trying to outrace Williams. Isaac Osei gets there first. Junior, Paulo Junior tries to go outside, flicked by Thompson. Last touch, they say, by Junior. They're saying Thompson didn't even get a touch to that one. And in the 79th minute, it's Richmond 2, Penn FC 1. Be a huge point if Penn FC could come all the way back and at least tie this one, and a devastating one if Richmond can't hold on. Junior looking back post. Wara is there. Kasana couldn't get there in time. Ball thrown out, looking for Fernandez. Gavao gets there. Fernandez gets around him.
And the clock increasingly becoming a factor here in this match, Brian.
Left side is Shriver. Dangerous when he has the ball. Cuts it to his right foot. 25 yards out from goal. Chip back, headed back out of danger by Penn FC. Menjivar got the head to it to deflect that attack. Now the ball in that back corner.
But couldn't create any counter. Here they come.
There's Tribbett playing a long ball. Can they hold it up this time? They cannot. And Yamura, the Japanese international, gives it away though. Does not find a teammate. Kasana holds it up, spins the other way. A Poku down the left-hand side. Can he get there and keep it in? No, he cannot. Great ball from Kasana.
Kasana did everything he possibly could. That had an awful lot of spin on it, Brian, and I think that may have been what carried it out. That was a beautifully delivered ball.
Join the club, $3 million Pennsylvania club with a new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. With top prizes of $3 million, players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us this evening. A sleepy game for much of the first half is all of a sudden gained some intensity here late as it's 2-1 Richmond. Junior drops it off. Resend, the second half sub, looking back post. A Poku just wide.
Penn FC certainly getting their opportunities here, Brian, and looking to capitalize. They're doing it with a lot more intensity than they did during the mid portion of this match.
Here's that ball on the back post, and you see how close a Poku was trying to short side Wara. We're already with the yellow card for stalling earlier in this second half. Got to be careful
appear
with
to be
that.
in any particular hurry that time, Brian.
So Lewis will have it. 82nd minute of action. Lee eventually gets the ball up to Fernandez. Now that is Yamura. Comes Penn FC the opposite direction. And Resend is taken down by Owusu Sakari. Richmond in every single game on the road this season, all 5 of the previous contests have given up a minimum of 2 goals. Penn FC's hoping that continues as William Yambi will check in for Neil Lavity. And they will also exchange captain's armbands, I'm sure, because Lavity wearing the captain's armband on the field, and the 36-year-old Cameroonian William Yambi, a veteran of 10 years with this Richmond Kickers team. All the way back in 2009 was the USL Second Division Defender of the Year. And he was a finalist for that award all the way through 2014. Seeing some time here in a backup role, and to throw in a 5th defender back there for the Kickers, trying to lock this one down with a 2-1 advantage on Penn FC. Tribbett playing the ball long. Yambi also gives them some real size on the back line at 6'4". Played all the way to the middle of the field. Penn FC with it. Franco. Tribbett. To Gaval. Poku. Now to Resend. They'll bring it back the other way. Trying to find some sort of a hole in the fortress that Richmond is trying to build. And that long ball again against the extra defender does not work. They'll bring it over to this near side. Franco looking forward. Good turn by Junior. Gets around Thompson. A lot of room for him on the right side. And he will rip a shot. Saved by Wara. That was a low liner that was screaming towards the back corner. And Travis Wara with another second half save and gives up a corner.
Nicely saved. And they gave Junior an awful lot of running room here. Watch the opportunity he had coming into the box.
That was earmarked for the back post and into the net. A Poku will take this one. Crosses it. Headed down. Wara again has to jump there. He had the man in front of him to make sure that it wasn't going to be a problem on that glancing header. I believe it was Tribbett who got enough of that ball to send it goalward, but not enough to put it in the back. Into the 85th minute we go. Scott Thompson, the first goal for Richmond. Luis Fernandez, the second goal for the Kickers. The goal for Penn FC, a penalty kick from Lucky Kasana. It's 2-1 Richmond. Pedro Gaval with it for Penn FC. Resend flicks it over. A Poku's not going to keep that one in. Played it behind him. He was advancing forward. He continues to not be able to affect the game, as we've seen it so many times during this 6-game unbeaten streak that Penn FC is very much in danger of losing. Poku comes back and wins this ball. The Ghanaian comes in, diagonal run, and he is brought down and tackled from the backside from Luis Fernandez, and the only thing preventing this from being a red card is the fact that he had defenders behind him.
Position on the field, I mean, that's ridiculous.
That is an absolute tackle from the backside.
Great run, but look at this.
Not a ton of, I mean, it's not like he knocked him down like a linebacker.
It wasn't even subtle.
It was blatant. And now an opportunity for Penn FC. Menjivar and Gavau are the guys over top of this one. Will somebody take a rip on goal? That is the question. 86th minute. Penn FC trying to equalize. Gavau chips it back post, headed by Yambi. Again, that's why he's there. The 6'4" presence in the box of William Yambi. Corner kick for Penn FC. Metzger's over there. I believe he's going to be the one taking this one. In the interest of time, Metzger driving ball backside. Osei can't get to it. Gavau cuts it to the inside on his not favored right foot and loses the possession.
He needed to let that one rip, Brian. He really did.
And we're going to have a foul and a card. Fernandez taken down. Metzger will pick up the yellow.
And those corner kicks for Penn FC tonight, they've had a lot of them. They've used their set pieces very well, but they haven't scored off of them. And there was a real opportunity again, but I think Metzger should have just let it rip.
And what this will also allow Richmond to do at this point is spend a little bit more time, as no question, and maybe even considering where that had come from, maybe fortunate for Metzger it wasn't a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous sliding tackle from the backside. Fernandez still hobbling a little bit as he hops up. But we enter the 88th minute of action. Richmond leading Penn FC by a score of 2-1. Desperately trying to hang on to their first win in the David Bulow regime. Down to the corner the ball goes. It's in the corner itself. Tribbett turns on it. Resend gets shoved to the ground by Shriver. And we're going to have the last Penn FC substitution coming into the game now, as Metzger will sprint off the field and they will bring in Harry Hawkins in place of him. Now, on the surface, what this looks like is defender for midfielder, but what they're going to do is they're going to move Ken Tribbett forward and put Hawkins in the back, because they had taken Calvano out earlier. So Tribbett will now be playing more of another forward / midfielder role, and he will be the target here. Gets to his head. Kasana flicks it out there. Opoku back into Kasana. Troyer steps in front and continues his solid play and slows down the attack. Menjivar flicks it to the backside. Left side of the box for Penn FC. And the ball will be kept in play by Fernandez. Here comes Penn FC with an opportunity. Chip, backside. Tribbett tries to bike one and gets the deflection. Corner kick coming up.
Really nicely played ball there by Tribbett, and very, very close to being the equalizer.
Had one like that in a goal situation against the Charleston Battery earlier this season. And a quick corner here. Menjivar headed. Osei flying in there. Got connection on the ball, but did not do anything more than head it straight up and over the end line. And he is cramping up, to the chagrin of Penn FC, who's now out of subs. You see nice play over there by Resend. And the bike opportunity. If Thompson's not in the way, that's in the back of the net.
That's exactly right. It was the defender that caught that. I thought it was the hand of the keeper, but the defender just caught it. And you're right, that's a goal otherwise.
And now with Osei cramping up here in the 90th minute, they will call the trainers onto the field.
This is tough with no substitutions, because once you get those cramps, very, very difficult. You can stay in the play, but you're not going to be at 100%.
And Penn FC will go on the road after this one for their next 7, starting this Saturday at Ottawa. A 2 o'clock start on this Saturday, July the 14th. And they have 2 weeks off until their next match. They don't come back here.
Badly.
They don't come back here until Saturday, September the 8th, when they will play against Atlanta United. So Penn FC will be a man down at this point, which, considering the fact that they're trying to push the game anyways right now, is a very bad break.
I think they'll keep him on the field, but he's going to have limited usability.
4 minutes of stoppage time. And that is assuming that we start now with the stoppage time, with Osei taking up a little bit of this time right now. We will see what our center referee, Nick Rodfate, decides to do with that 4 minutes. It's a minimum of 4. Wara sends it into the Penn FC end. Hawkins will head it right back to the center of the field. Tribbett looking for Kasana. Kasana brings it down to his foot, spins, and is brought down by Yudai Amira. Kasana has something to say to the referee, but you don't want to say too much right now. Time is a-wasting. And now you have a little bit of a stall here right now as Penn FC Menjivar waiting to take this free kick. And Owusu Sakere, the veteran, does not back away and give 10 right away. So now they will measure that out. A chance for Menjivar. Penn FC has been dangerous on this back post. Menjivar chips, looking right at Wara, and he collides with Ken Tribbett. Not sure what we're going to have happen here. It was, I think, Tribbett more than anything else running towards the ball, was bumped also by Richmond players on the way in. Watch at the end here as he's running through. Nope, he just barreled right into him. Tried to give Kenny the benefit of the doubt. Fortunate not to get a yellow with that one.
And is he carrying 4, Brian?
I don't think so.
No.
So it will be Wara as stoppage time quickly ticking away. That one's not kept in play, so Penn FC will throw in. Then looking, but everybody leaving him up the field. Junior gets it. Paulo Jr. drops it back. Menjivar will switch to the point of attack. Gavao has had a solid second half delivering balls. He's going to deliver one here. Looking. Osei in the box, headed by Williams. Tribbett will fire too high.
Nice idea, though. I think you've just got to let him fly at this point, Brian.
And he did just that with the left foot. Could not keep it on frame. And it will remain 2-1. And time is against the home team.
Junior really helped to create that whole situation with a nice piece of footwork right here in the midfield.
So it'll be Wara with that earlier yellow card. Cannot waste too much time here. Ball headed high in the air. Not much against him. Now here comes Paulo Jr. to the inside. Isaac Osei looking. Sneaks behind. Opoku was there. And it's going to be a corner kick as Lee was only able to do enough to get it over the end line. And they are going to quickly whistle something here.
They reset.
They're trying to take a quick corner here, but they are backing Richmond away. And now all the way up, Sean Lewis is also up in the box for Penn FC. Opoku drives it. Osei! That header goes well wide, in fact, all the way over here to the near side, and now Lewis will start to sprint back. Richmond still in no hurry to go and take this throw in, and for good reason.
Literally pulled the goalie.
So Richmond will throw in. Will there be one more chance here for Penn FC? Take a shot. Yambi will send it right back to the middle of the field. Menjivar heads it over to Opoku. We're now at the 4th minute. Opoku goes down, nothing, and that should probably just about do it. Throw in is off of Richmond. That's the final whistle, and the Richmond Kickers win the first game under their new head coach, David Bulow. On the road, they upset Penn FC by a score of 2-1. And Richmond, a huge win here for them, their first road win of the season. Now 5-9-2 overall, 17 points, moving up a little closer to the group in front of them in playoff contention for Penn FC. A missed opportunity here. They dropped their second game at home on the season, as Penn FC now 6-5-7, still 25 points, still tied for 7th overall in the USL's Eastern Conference. We're going to step out for a break. We'll wrap things up here from FNB Field when we come back here on ESPN+.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
And you see the skyline of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And tonight, the Richmond Kickers go on the road and knock off Penn FC and stop the 6-game unbeaten swing for Penn FC by a final of 2-1. And Charlie, just a tough night here for Penn FC. Richmond getting the opening goal of the game, and then from that time on, when they got the insurance goal, that's all they really needed to hold sway.
Disappointing result tonight for Penn FC. There's really no question about that. Opportunity to go on the road with 7 matches in hand. Instead, they drop a tough one to Richmond, but the opportunity now exists for them to go on the road and do what they did on their last road trip and come back home prepped for playoff time.
And a big win for Richmond. Franchise that was not going in the right direction as far as their results. As you see our final game stats, Richmond 2-1 win. Shots, I have to think that's the opposite direction.
I think it has to be, and you look at the corners there, I mean, my goodness, 12-0.
Yeah, 12-0 in corners. The shots should be 21-5 in favor of Penn FC. 7 saves by Travis Wara, just 1 by Sean Lewis tonight in possession at the end. Remember, at halftime, it was heavily favored for Richmond at the half, and Penn FC almost all the possession in the second half to make that a 50-50.
Yeah, and you know, Penn FC pressed the action the entire second half with that decided advantage on shots, though. As you know, they did not score any from the field. The only goal for them tonight was off a PK.
And there was the Scott Thompson opening tally, and here's the second one. This was the insurance goal that Lewis got a piece of it on the way by. But the poor touch in the back turns into instant offense. Brian Shriver's team-leading 6th assist of the year sets that one up, and Fernandez gets the goal that was necessary because of what happened next. Troyer with a great save there, but Lee trying to clear it, didn't realize Kasana was behind him. Lucky went to the line. His 7th goal coming up in 5 games, so he remains with his scoring touch, this time from the spot. It was not going to be enough tonight, as Penn FC would pressure, but not be able to get the equalizer. And they lose tonight by a final of 2-1. And for Penn FC, they go on the road for 7 in a row, and now their goal is very clear. Come back here to FNB Field in September with a chance to make a playoff run.
That's the long and the short of it, Brian. If they come back here in playoff contention, good things are going to happen. They play exceptionally well here at home. Tonight being a little bit of an aberration, word for the day, over the course of their season. They played very, very well. I think tonight they were still fatigued from Friday night's match. It's a tough one Friday night, a good win for them. But tonight they just didn't have the energy and the intensity in that first half that they needed. It was there in the second half, they just didn't score.
Richmond, next game is Friday at New York Red Bulls 2 before they're back home next Saturday against Atlanta United 2 for Penn FC. As we said, they will not be back home until Saturday, September 8th against that same Atlanta United 2 team. They will be on the road starting this Saturday, 2 o'clock at the Ottawa Fury. For everyone involved tonight, I'd like to thank Jessica Crossan for her help. She's back to school after this one. We will be back with you in September. Brian Kaiser, Charlie Giroux saying goodnight here from FNB Field. Richmond beats Penn FC 2-1. Thanks for joining us tonight on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.